Welcome back to Foot in Mouth. We are back. It's done. The first half of the season, at least, is done. I wish it was the full season. But yeah, I'm joined by Spons again. Both of us had a good weekend this time around. Spons, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm ecstatic, brother. Ecstatic.
I can imagine.
I've got 5 wonderful reasons to feel this good right now, brother. And each of those reasons is a point above City.
Hey,
And
best start so far, eh?
for any club in the league, dog.
That's a nice positive
You know
stat
what's
to
scary?
take with you into the World Cup, I must say.
What's scary though is that it's one of those things where like certain things matter until like it suits the general public, like the FA Cup. I'm still adamant like the FA Cup would matter if Arsenal didn't win it so many times. Like
Okay.
it got to the same with our like the Carabao Cup. Everyone, that's Man City's cup. Everyone's like, yeah, y'all can have it, blah blah blah. But like my thing is, it's so easy for people to write off Arsenal, or rather write off Arsenal's like efforts, because look again, when we started on this good run, it was constantly played down because everyone was like, oh, but who have they really played? And lo and behold, here we sit. 14 games later.
Are you still seeing the efforts being played down by that narrative? Are you still seeing that, or as things starting to change?
Not right now, and I think it's because people are starting to realize those teams that we beat, that everyone kind of brushed off like, oh yeah, but it was just them.
Like a Brentford.
Those clubs have gone like a Brentford. Those clubs have gone on to take points off of some big boys, And I stood here and I said, there's no easy game in the Prem. There's no such thing as easy game in the Prem. And I think that people, they doubted us. They doubted those results. They didn't see much credit in those results.
Do you think that was based on... Do you think they had a leg to stand on that doubt?
No,
or was that just them, the agenda against Arsenal?
It was purely based on ignorance, brother. Okay. It was based on ignorance. We saw what Fulham did against Liverpool opening day. After Arsenal beat them, it was still, it's just Fulham. You know what I mean? It took how many games before people were like, hey, Fulham, not that bad. Like, bro, these clubs have been good. They've been people who, any club is capable of winning points. We're seeing that more than ever this season, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, again, people kind of played it down. And as the run went on, I think more people believe now, for sure. But my worry is that if, again, I still think Man City are favourites for the title, right? Even though Arsenal have had the best start to the season of any club in the Premier League history, I still think Man City are favourites because, again, Man City, this is also their best start to a Premier League season.
So you still think it's their title to lose?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not at the point where it's yours to lose.
We're punching above our weight.
Okay.
That's what's happening right now. We're punching above our weight. But this is also Man City's best start to a season. This is also Spurs' best start to a season. We just happen to be starting off better than even them, which is great for us. But my worry is that if Man City do win the league, which I don't think is unlikely, I don't think people will be surprised, but if Man City do win the league, I think people are going to focus more on Arsenal throwing it away.
Choking
more than them going, oh, but it's Man City. Like, it's Man City when Man City win it. When Man City beat Liverpool, then it's, but it's Man City, man, hard luck. You know what I mean? But I feel that because Arsenal have been impressing so much, that if Man City do end up taking it, people are rather going to focus on, oh, look how Arsenal choked. They're going to disregard the quality that we are impressing against.
Why do you think that is? Why is there this bias against Arsenal?
Dude, it's been a running thing, so and this may just be the worried side of being an Arsenal fan, because look, we've been the butt of a lot of jokes, but I think that there's a lot of progress that's been made at the club that's been slept on because XYZ, whatever reason you want, like people will nitpick to take away from it.
Don't you think that's helped you though? It's kind of made you go under the radar a bit.
I think right now it is, and I think what it took was literally a complete turnover of the club. Literally,
because no one was taking you seriously.
Literally, the club is now full of people who haven't been at the club long enough to have those insecurities embedded in their DNA now. You know what I mean?
Okay, taken seriously. Okay, saying that's a bit harsh, but you know what I mean.
Like but that's we weren't taken seriously.
Yeah,
we absolutely weren't taken seriously.
But
now we have to be taken seriously because we have a squad that is made up of players who are not listening to that nonsense. They're not listening to it. They are taking this,
it's just not affecting them.
Or it's not affecting them. I mean, look, now we have someone like Ramsdale who pretty much thrives off of it. the more the more crap you give him on the pitch, he literally just it hypes him up. He performs better. We didn't have players like that before. We had players like that before. The players would crumble. We would go away from home and we would literally capitulate. Now our away form is fantastic. That's why Aaron Ramsdale's getting all of his clean sheets. Like it's a complete 180. And my worry is that, like I say, we are making all this progress. People are respecting us now. And I just so badly hope that whether we win the league or not, I just hope that people are aware and they recognize
Arsenal's back.
Arsenal is back, brother. Arsenal is back. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are not here to be played with, dog. Seriously. I'm sorry, that game against Wolves, I know Wolves are bottom of the log, but that was a champion's performance, bruh.
Nah, they played very well.
That was a champion. We were composed. And that is the first game that since I can remember being an Arsenal fan, that I've been that comfortable when it was 1-0.
Yeah.
When it was 1-0, I genuinely felt like, nah, we got this.
I remember seeing when that goal went in, I was like, yo, looks like old school Arsenal. Not in terms of, not like invincible times.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that times when you pass like 100 passes before and you pass the ball in the net from the 6-yard box.
It was
I think you
fantastic.
had two players lining up to put that first goal
Saka
in.
was there.
Yeah.
Odegaard snatched it from him, and more power to him. Odegaard needs to add goals to his name. He's taking the opportunities and he's getting goals. That was a captain's performance, bruv. His second goal was phenomenal as well.
Yeah.
Disappointing as Jesus didn't get a goal, but I'm convinced that
he was playing.
He's the most unlucky player in the league, bro. I mean, I thought it was Nunes, but Nunes seems to be finding the back of the net quite often now.
Yeah.
And now he's passed the torch on to Jesus. There's like 6 or 7 games without a goal now. But it's so frustrating because his all-around game is so good.
No, I remember thinking also in that game, wow, this man he's playing like Bobby.
He's so good, bro.
Oh, the way these hold-up plays and
You cannot fault his game. You can fault his finishing.
I really liked the way he was, how much effort he was putting in that game. Because Wolves were also they were there. They weren't lying down.
They weren't. And I was especially happy as an Arsenal fan because we've struggled before playing against low blocks like that.
Yeah.
Like when Wolves defended, they defended like 10 man deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we found a way. We didn't have to get that lucky set piece or we didn't have to have a moment of magic from a free kick or a corner. We literally
It wasn't like when you walked away with that win, it was like relief that we got.
Exactly. Yeah. It was a good job. It kind of
job done. Yeah.
It kind of started off shaky when Xhaka went off so early. Alarm bells start ringing where it's like, oh, is this it? Is this when it starts? Is this when that inevitable, downfall starts?
Yeah.
And then we brought Vieira on, which I was surprised by because I honestly, I kind of felt that Mikel Arteta was going to bring El Neni on, just kind of keep it compact and play a safe game rather than an adventurous one. But he brought Vieira on, and thank God he did because that man got the assist for Odegaard second. And it
close
was
the game out there.
Dude, again, that was the only time I felt nervy when Xhaka went off, and I think that already speaks volumes with how different an Arsenal we are talking about because Xhaka's going off and I'm going, oh no. If this was last season, 2 seasons ago, if Xhaka's starting, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. You guys look completely different.
It's
I will
crazy,
say.
bro.
And you must be enjoying it.
I'm loving it.
Especially given from what how you opened with all this not getting credit where it was basically due. You must be enjoying it even more now because the numbers don't lie, I guess.
Numbers don't lie, bro. 14 games in. 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. If you offered any football fan that record for their club at the beginning of the season, they would bite your hand off for it.
Yeah, 37 points. 5 points clear.
37 points, brother. 5 points clear of Man City, which again, it's honestly, it's not a lot. We still have to play Man City twice, but where we have a leg up on them, I think, is that we've already played 4 of the big 6 clubs and they've played 2. And one of those 2 they lost. Of those 4, we won 3 and lost 1. So we've got a really, really good advantage there.
No matter how you look at it, you answering any question being asked of you, you've got the answers.
Dude, whenever people try whenever people try to ask that question, we came up trumps, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally how it's gone. And I say it's another advantage for us with the top 6 thing because they lost to you once already. They got to play you again. We know they struggle against you. And they struggle against Spurs.
Yes, they definitely. Yeah.
Dude,
that's also a bogey side for them.
I'm quietly confident. Like I'm sitting here going now. I believe we can win the league.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna base our season on that achievement, but I think we have every reason
Yeah,
we have every right to be in the
that's why
conversation.
I will sit here and say I think it's at that point where I think it's yours, not yours to lose, because the numbers don't lie. City obviously mad team. You can never not writing them off. But I think it is yours to lose. Can you say that it's yours to lose, but City are still favourites? Can one still say that?
I think you can. And look, right now it's ours to lose
that's where I wanna be on that. If that's a fence, I'm gonna be on that one. Because
if City win, you wouldn't be surprised. Basically,
yeah. But Arsenal, you guys look good. And again, I say, any questions that have been asked, you have the answers. If you look at the past, if you want to do that, which you should, or at least consider it. November being a very difficult month for Arsenal.
November, December is the worst.
And now you being able to get away with it by the World Cup.
Yeah.
Playing the 2 games, getting the result of those 2 games, getting it in a nice way. Also, not
big
this whole,
results, brother.
not
Clean sheets.
not relief,
clean sheets,
solid, getting the job done type of results. So it gets the head in the right space. Now you just need to hope your players come back from the World Cup fit.
Yeah.
So who's it? Saka? Who have you got going to the World Cup?
For England, we got Saka, Ramsdale, and Ben White.
Okay.
For Brazil, we got Jesus and Martinelli. But Big Gabby at the back is staying.
Okay.
Odegaard's staying, which I'm quite happy with. I would have loved to see Norway at the World Cup, but I am happy that our captain's staying.
But that's quite a lot of your starting lineup.
No, we got a lot.
And they starting there also.
We got a lot.
They're going to get game time in the World Cup.
I think for England, Saka's the one who's going to be getting game time. I think Ben White and Ramsdale are probably going to sit bench. I think they both deserve to be starting based on... I don't know how you don't start the goalkeeper or the right back for the club that's first in Premier League. It doesn't make much sense to me. But again, we will see what I'm expecting, which is that Saka is going to get game time and Ramsdale and Ben White are going to be glorified bench warmers.
Yeah, we'll keep the England team discussions for another...
Yeah. But yeah, there are a few there are a few players going, and I'm happy for them because that can also boost confidence coming back to the club.
Yeah,
but
especially if they perform well.
Yeah.
Or if they have a good tournament.
But I think a big enough portion of the team are staying behind for me to kind of be happy with how we'll look when the league starts again.
I feel you. Who else do you think is going to be happy with the break?
Chelsea.
They need this break, you said.
Oh, bro. I understand the desperation that they'll have to put an end to this losing streak. They've lost 4 games in a row in all competitions.
Is that the first time it's happened? Oh, did this happen? It didn't happen under Tuchel.
Not that I remember. Yeah. Not losing 4 straight in all competitions. And I mean, the way they've been losing has not been great either. Like, it hasn't exactly been close calls every time. You know what I mean? Like, there've been some bad performances and bad results.
Did they play now? They played Newcastle now. Eh?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
But that's the thing. I kind of think Chelsea are playing with that desperation to end this losing streak, and it's causing them to not play to the base of their. But I think they need a break. Mm-hmm. They need to get away from that pressure for a little bit. They need to get away from that. Look, there's already calls.
Can have a mini pre-season basically.
Dude, there's
a mid pre-season.
Yeah, there's already calls for Graham Potter out, which is so reactionary. It's ridiculous, I think. But get away from it. Just take some time away, bro. Like reset yourself, because I think all the players at that club expected the season to go a little bit differently.
They didn't get that. Do they get new manager? I think they will.
I don't know.
They swap managers a lot there.
They do. They do all the time. But that's the thing. I think more often than not when they do.
Did he have a good start? Graham Potter?
Yeah. Before the Arsenal game, he was on 9 games unbeaten.
Okay.
It's not that he had a bad start. It's just that he started to go on a bad run.
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we spoke now about how they change managers. More often than not, when the manager comes in, they're coming in like in the transfer window. This man hasn't had a transfer window. He's working with what he had, and they are good players. But let's not forget that these are players who have to adapt to a new manager. This is a manager that has to adapt to a new squad.
Didn't he bring in Cucurella?
No, Cucurella was brought in before he got there.
Okay.
Like it's a hectic time to be at Chelsea.
So you think he deserves a bit of slack at this point?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think you'll get it?
I hope so. I'm not expecting him to get it because it's Chelsea.
Because it's Chelsea, yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like there's change at Chelsea. They've got new owners now. They've got new ambitions. They've got long-term plans, long-term projects. They just invested so much into young players in this last transfer window. And Graham Potter can work with young players.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the ownership aren't sweating over this season. I think that they are in it for the long haul. And I think that Potter's got an exciting batch of young players that he can use going forward. So I think he deserves time. I think he's going to get the time. And I think the Chelsea fans that are calling for him to get the sack need to honestly just shut up. Because this is not...
Is it a big percentage of fans that are calling for him out?
Well, it's big enough that it's being talked about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, nah. They always... Okay, yeah, okay.
It's big enough that... Because even though Arteta outers, like, I don't hear about that anymore. I know they are still there. Regardless of how good we are doing, I know there are still Arteta outers because there are probably people who have convinced themselves that any manager could do it with this group of players.
Yeah, like, realistically, who would you get in? You know what I mean?
This is stupid. It's stupid calls. That's why I said it's so reactionary. I understand you're on a bad run and you've lost in that run. You lost to Arsenal at home. That hurts. You know what I mean? But I think as an Arsenal fan, we are proof. That just stick with him. We finished 8th in the league back to back. So many people called for this man to lose his job. And I would, as much as I was standing with him, I would have understood if he got fired.
Yeah. I mean, I remember with Klopp, we finished like 6th.
It wasn't always roses. It honestly
I
wasn't.
think his first season was 6th or 7th or something like that. A couple of batches. Look, you've taken us to finals, so which is what Arteta also was doing with Arsenal. You won that FA Cup and things like that. So yeah,
like 6 months into the job.
So it's basically the same. It's basically the same type of run, but if you want to compare it to Klopp, which is quite similar.
Yeah. I genuinely do think it's so reactionary and they'd be so much better off sticking with him. The last thing you do now is just change up again. So it's not going to benefit anyone.
So take the break.
Take the break, reset, reevaluate. Let Potter actually sit and analyze the start of the season. Let him go through and break down all of these games, what went wrong, what went right, and let him actually have that moment to just work a game plan. You know what I mean?
They got Bournemouth when they come back.
Yeah. That's a decent game to come back to. It's a decent game to come back
to. Yeah, Bournemouth at home.
I actually think even...
and Bournemouth isn't doing too... No, Bournemouth is there, okay? They're 14.
Bro, they let me down this weekend, dog. They disappointed me. They had one job. Who
did they play this weekend?
Bournemouth...
What was their job that they needed to do for you?
Oh, no, I lie. You see, again, this is where I'm getting mixed up again with the Leeds result.
Yeah.
No, Bournemouth beat Everton 3-0. Yeah, they beat Everton 3-0.
Yeah.
It's Leeds I'm upset about. It's Leeds I'm upset with.
Oh, with because they play Spurs. Yes, okay.
That's who I'm upset with.
4-3 madness.
Man. And I feel so also for Jesse Marsh, bro, because Leeds play mad football. They play absolutely mad football. Yeah. Like, they play high risk, high reward. You know what I mean?
I think all the clubs are going like that. who really sits...
Spurs don't play high risk football. They play boring football.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I was talking about like these so-called the underdogs, the bottom league clubs.
They throw everything. Yeah, they throw everything.
I'm trying to think of now who sits and tries to play. Play on the counter. Even if they're gonna play on the counter, they're still very exciting the way they direct But yeah, that was a bit of a madness, that game.
It was insane. And I really thought that Leeds were going to pull it off, eh? Or at the very least, they were going to leave with a point. But Bente and Co, getting 2 goals in 2 minutes, that's just class.
That Kulusevski, man.
Kulusevski's crazy, though.
Yeah,
he's crazy.
Very impactful player,
I think if Son wasn't injured, then they would 100% have won that more they would be looking more comfortable.
Yeah.
But even when Son was there, Spurs still haven't looked like I know they've had the best start to their season, to a league season in their history. This is their best start, but they still haven't. They don't look convincing to me. I think that they've absolutely gotten away.
What are you basing that on? If it's their best start so far, what's not convincing you?
Their style of play. I think that they have gotten away with so much.
Do you think their fans feel the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know very many fans who are buzzing about, I think that they're kind of looking forward to another game of football, but I don't see any Spurs fans kind of like, oh my, I cannot wait.
A 4-3 is a bit of a sweat.
I cannot wait to see us play. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they are, like we said, numbers don't lie. They got the points and they got the start. They got a dream start so far.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't look sustainable. if it doesn't look sustainable, then how much faith can you have in this? You know what I mean? Newcastle look fantastic, and I put them ahead of Spurs so far in this run for the top 4. I understand that Spurs are like they keeping the pace, but I'm a lot more convinced by what I'm seeing at Newcastle.
Yeah, that game. The game against Chelsea, they were.
Bro,
that game was electric though.
They play like everything is on the line.
Oh, I really enjoyed that game.
Everything, and that's another club that I think is an example of just stick with the manager. Eddie Howe's not a superstar, big name manager.
I was saying to my friend while I was watching that game, like, yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. It's lovely to see. There's a part of me that feels that a lot of these players that are doing this now for Newcastle aren't going to be the players that obviously win them trophies.
The silverware.
They're going to take them to a certain point, which is probably this where they've taken them now. I think this is as far as those players can really bring them. And then it's after a couple of transfer windows, you'll see these, the marquee.
You'll see the franchise
signings come in, and then I don't know. I hope I'm interested to see what happens with this crop of players, what they can actually achieve in terms of silverware. I don't see it. Maybe some cups, but they're not going to really win anything.
That's actually why I'm so impressed by them though.
They're gonna have a couple of the players that are gonna be turn into like Jordan Henderson type players that are
like your John Joe Shelby there.
They're gonna stay stay in the squad.
More for the dynamics of the team.
So these new stars are gonna come in, and their game is just gonna get raised as these better players play around them, and they're just gonna be you're gonna get those.
I also think so, but I think we're seeing some surprise like Almiron, bro.
Yeah,
Almiron is having a sensational season, and I never thought that he was this player. He's been at Newcastle long enough to kind of for you to have an idea of okay, he's this type of player. But this season, I think he's even surprising himself, bro, because he's having a stormer, dude. And even Joe Willock's having a good season. Trippier is having a ridiculous season, bro. Like there are a lot of players.
Left back, eh?
Right backs. Yeah. I mean, look, Reece James is injured in England, so I don't see why not. But yeah, I think Newcastle, for them to be where they are right now, before even like dipping into the real money that they have to spend, that's impressive.
They look very good, bro.
That is impressive.
They're in a very good position. It must be nice to...
They're going to go into this World Cup happy.
Yeah.
Very happy.
And Spurs not so happy.
Well, I mean, yeah, they got the win, but not how they wanted to.
Yeah.
Not how they wanted to.
1 point behind them.
Man City may actually be relieved this World Cup's coming around because they, honestly, if you're asking me right now, who looks more likely to win the league? Like I said, I do think Man City are the overall favourites. But if you're asking me right now, based on form, play and all that stuff, Man City look a hell of a lot more vulnerable than Arsenal do week in, week out. And it's shown...
Even considering it's their best start.
And it's shown, I mean, look, of the two clubs, one of them has lost twice so far.
Yeah.
And it's not Arsenal. And that game that Arsenal lost, we should have won. This game that Man City lost, you look, they had taken over 20 shots at goal.
Yeah.
They were trying their damnedest. That was a very bad day at the office. You know what I mean? That was a very bad day at the office. Dude.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney, that guy is going to be at a top 6 club at the end of the season. I'm gonna put money on it. I won't say big 6, but I think he's gonna be at a top 6. When we look at the league at the end of the season, that first to 6th, I think Ivan Toney is 100% joining one of them.
If he's on FIFA, you rate him like what, 85?
Okay, let's go 84.
84, okay.
Let's go 84. I'm not sure what the new age FIFA ratings are like, but I think 84 is fair enough.
They look
he's
very good,
ridiculous, and I think that
that counter attack in the 98th minute. Yeah.
Who does that, bruh? Who has that type of composure to literally play like that? Like you playing against Man City at the Etihad, and you literally you are pushing for a winner that late into the game. Any other club, I think, would have been comfortable just sitting back and locking down a point.
It shows the clubs are brave, and the players are.
And look, clubs have been brave against a lot of the bigger clubs this season. And Man City, they genuinely look, to me at least, they look more vulnerable to it. When Man City are asked, when people ask them the question,
they scraping through. You say, the Fulham game, the penalty.
Yeah, and that penalty, that penalty call itself was very debatable. It looked very soft. It was a very, very soft penalty. But they've needed to rely on some very chance moments to get some results. I still think that
they have. I think they they've bought the player. I'm not gonna say players, player.
They've bought
the player
player.
To capitalize on those chance moments. I mean, maybe a couple of seasons ago, that those chance moments slip away from them.
Yeah.
So credit to them for still getting over the line. I mean, it's they're a machine.
And that same type of credit I give to Spurs even, because as much as I can criticize the style of play, the game's about wins, bro. And you don't win trophies without performances like that. Whether it's week in, week out or not, you don't win trophies without winning. And these Owens are finding wins when their backs are up against it, and I applaud them for that. I cannot criticize them there. Same goes for like we just said now with Man City. This is why they are champions. They don't lose, bro. They don't lose. I just think this season they are relying a bit more on good fortune than they used to.
Okay, they create their own good fortune.
They do, but when Haaland hasn't started those 2-3 games that he was on the bench because of injuries, they ain't look the same, bro.
Yeah, they're becoming a bit one directional through him, in terms of end product.
Dude, one man cannot carry that whole team for a whole season.
Yeah, I feel you.
As
so
good as
you're saying
is,
they're happy for the break?
I think that they could use the break. I think they could use the break for sure. I think
we could use the break in terms for Liverpool.
And I'm still surprised by that. As a Liverpool fan, I'd want to see this momentum keep going. But then again, you've seen the team week in, week out better than I have, so you know better.
I don't know. Look, the performances are better, but we still don't look like our old selves. I still don't think Liverpool is back. The game, I mean, look at the game against Derby. Yes, it's a second or B side, whatever you want to call it. 0-0. Getting through with the penalties is not ideal. Still getting the result. I mean, I don't want. You mentioned earlier on about, I think it was Spurs, saying their fans. You don't buy that any of their fans are sitting keen for the next game, looking forward to it week in, week out. I'm as a Liverpool fan, I'm not very
looking
keen.
Forward to
it. At this point, obviously I'm there, but I'm liking the progress. We are playing better, but we're not back. So I still think that the results will come, because you earn your results, especially in this league. So it's looking better, but the break will help. I just feel with some of all the players coming back from the injury, us getting the results that we got now, going into the break, we can also just take a step back. I mean, that last season, I still think really, really got to us. The fact that we didn't win what we wanted to win. We went for all those trophies, played in all those games, and that's psychologically, I think that really, really did knock us.
Not only psychologically, but physically, the toll it takes to play that much football.
I think that really did knock us, and I think we tried to knock it or just write it off a little bit, like it's okay. I mean, we got this, and I think now it's taken a little bit of time to reset and get back. We never got to recharge again. So I think that we just need to get through this break, and with those positive results, it will help us regain momentum, because in terms of you're only as good as your last game. We there. Nunez coming into form.
Salah finding his form again.
I saw a stat. I know this stat's a bit you can take it with a pinch of salt, but him saying the stat I saw is him getting a goal every 88th minute, which is basically a goal a game.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's good. He looks confident. I think Fabinho's looking much better. And yeah, it's steps in the right direction. But I'm welcome in the break.
All right.
That's just me. I don't know how y'all's feel.
Yeah, I again, as an Arsenal fan, I honestly, whether there was a break or not, I'm happy.
You chilling?
I think I would have been happy I'm happy that our game against Man City is postponed to the next part of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, man, bring on this break. Man United probably also quite happy that this break is coming. They obviously got the win against Fulham. But
last kick of the ball,
93rd minute.
That kid's got something about him.
Garnacho is a beast, bro. That's one to watch.
I never thought he'd get there. When they did that little 1-2, When I watched that back, I was like, how did he get there? Did the other defender just stop running? Or
He got there off of
just-
sheer passion,
Oh, it
brother.
was
That
gas,
was
eh?
sheer passion and hard work, determination, whatever you want to call it. That like he has bucket loads of it.
Nah, it was sick.
And he is
Congratulations,
exactly what Man United need this season. Like it, I hats off to them. They pulled off the win. I thought that literally when I last saw the game and I switched over, I was like, yeah, okay, cool, 1-0. You know,
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, dope, I can live with that. United drop points this weekend, fantastic. It was a very near perfect weekend for me. But I cannot fault him. That Garnacho kid is good, bro. He's
How old
good.
is he?
He must still be a teenager, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
He must still be
he's
a
Argentinian,
teenager.
yes. Yo, Argentina, look, they got some good youngsters going forward.
Dude, it's bizarre. And my thing is, I always love these kind of breakout stories because I'm fairly sure that they've been. Yeah, he's 18.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure that a lot of United fans have been aware of this kid, but for like fans of other clubs,
I
like,
know he was on loan somewhere.
possibly, yeah. Like, but again, like I didn't
and then
know.
the guys are like, why is this guy on loan? Like, get
The
him back.
only like I only know him from Football Manager, bro. Like
The classic.
yeah, like genuine. I only know him from there. So
Is he a wonder kid on that game?
I made him one.
Okay.
Like but that's what I'm saying. It's been a quiet development. I would say,
Yeah.
you know, like I think more people have heard about Charlie Patino at Arsenal than they have about Garnacho. Same with Saka, but then again, Saka got put into first team football from like
I mean, he's English also. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love stories like this. I can't help backing a player like this.
Yeah.
One of these you don't expect. Like he literally just a hidden gem.
He's got a little bit of, he backs himself.
And I love it, dude.
Yeah.
For that age,
I
for you
I
to have
remind-
that type of confidence.
I remember, I think it was United. It was also United. What's that? Januzaj, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I did see people saying this like he's like a Januzaj 2.0.
But like, I feel like he's actually gonna become the
what Januzaj was supposed
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Because I remember that man also
There
used
were
to back
expectations, bro.
and used to back himself like this, but sometimes it wouldn't come off. Whereas this kid looks like the end product is there more.
Yeah,
And
bro. No, he looks
I think
the real deal.
I think he is the real deal.
He looks the real deal.
So yeah, they must be extreme. Yeah, they were very happy with that result.
Dude, but like, yeah, they're gonna need the break also again. You know, in on a high.
It's a bit unfortunate for them.
That the season's taking a break now.
No. That that they got that result and they could go into the break with this on the high, but then
Of course.
the
the
king.
The king, yeah.
The king is not
Ronaldo, the king has
having-
spoken.
He needs the headline.
He has come out and spoken, and what a situation, bruh. It's definitely good that football's taking a little time out.
Yeah.
Club level at least taking the time out, and the club can just kind of assess where they are at.
He's gonna go have a madness at the World Cup now,
I hope so.
and it's gonna.
I hope
it's just
so.
gonna add because it's not gonna change the end result of the
Yeah.
situation. I think it's also kind of set in stone.
He has obviously also put a ridiculous amount of pressure on himself. Because
Yeah.
if he flops at this
But
World Cup,
he thrives under the pressure though.
yeah, that's true. And I hope that it continues.
So that's why I say he's gonna have a madness of a World Cup, and it's just gonna add a bit of fuel to the fire.
Do you think that he was right in doing this? In doing this
we're obviously
exclusive
talking about the
interview?
interview with
yeah.
PSC.
Obviously the full interview's not out yet, but I mean the snippets we've seen and the fact that this interview has been done based off of what you've heard.
I want to pay. Wait, isn't Piers Morgan an Arsenal fan?
Yes, he is.
Nah, then there we go.
Yes, he is. He's an Arsenal fan.
You don't. There we go. There's the red flag right there. But yeah, okay. In all seriousness, I don't look. I've heard. Okay, wait. Personal opinion. Actually, I can't. I can't see him do any wrong, but I know
Yeah.
that's me looking at him with rose tinted glasses
Because it's Ronaldo.
It's Ronaldo, yeah. I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. Always been a Liverpool fan. I hated Ronaldo when he was at United. When he left, it was very, I mean, I remember being
you
able
could
to
support the man.
I could be able to support him now. Like, oh, sick! Watch him when he used to do his madnesses at
Madrid.
At Madrid, that calm down stuff, and it was so sick. It's like I've never seen, besides like I mean in football, but I mean it's rare to see someone be so arrogant and it's like this man,
back it.
he's actually a bit of a it's actually a bit of it's a bit sour actually. It's a bit like painful to watch
But
to
you
a
can't-
point,
you
but
can't
then
say
he
nothing.
delivers.
Yeah.
So it makes it all cool. I mean, if he didn't deliver, it's like, yo, this man's dickhead number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the fact that he kept delivering, I used to enjoy that. And now he comes to United, you know, after all the years, has this legacy that he's now built, not only at United, but through his career. Coming back, doing the whole last dance thing, having that magic season, you know, considering all of that, and he goes and does this interview, I don't know what he hopes to achieve from it. To be honest, like I said early on, I think the what is going to happen in the end of the day, I think it's all kind of set in stone at this point. So I don't see the point in it. I understand it in terms of I not saying I know this man personally, obviously not, but I understand. I just judging from how I've seen him carry himself and portray himself and how he goes about his business, I'm not surprised. So it doesn't. I'm not like, whoa, what is he doing? But I am like, what is he doing?
I think he's trying to bring change.
For United,
the club, to the club.
I don't buy that. I don't think the club is in any way, shape, or form at the forefront of his thinking at this point. This is purely for him. And
granted, but I think it's gotten to this point because of how little progress the club has made. You cannot fault his commitment last season. You absolutely cannot fault his commitment last season.
The whole interview isn't out, but from what I've heard, what he says, it's. You're saying he's gone to this point of him being too the selfish because the club has pushed him.
He's going to hurt himself the more he stays there. He's not playing the football. He's not getting the game time that he wants. The club themselves, when last has that club had a month even of just fans being okay? You know what I mean? There's nothing.
Been a while,
There's nothing that's been happening at the club. The best thing to happen to United in the last 2 seasons is Ronaldo. I don't care what anyone says. His performances last season were fantastic. But at the same time, that being said, you really saw just how much of their game they sacrificed to have Ronaldo play at the best of his ability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a catch-22. It's like Ronaldo is definitely going to be a quality player who's going to deliver quality. But at his age, with what he can offer at this time, you are going to have to sacrifice a lot, and
that's just a fact now.
It's just a fact.
But we must accept
and
that.
And I think that Ronaldo could have been more accepting of that fact had the club been moving in a way that positively worked towards that.
I think this is always going to happen.
The way everything happens, it just seems like it's always such a snap decision.
No, this was
and
always
it must
happen.
be so frustrating. No, but I'm saying, by all means, if something was an inevitability, you can still kind of ease into it. But I think so far, whenever something happens to United, it's snap decisions. I still think it was a horrible mistake by giving him the armband the game after he walks off while a game is being played.
Yeah.
What was the thinking behind that? Try and keep him happy. Why are you trying to keep him happy if you don't want to keep him at the club? Everything there seems like it's on the fly decision making. And I think that Ronaldo, if that's what we are seeing as fans from this side of the TV, being immersed in that day in, day out, week in, week out, I think it must take such a toll eventually where you start to realize, but bro, how is this still how it's going? When I joined here, this how it was. Nothing has changed. In that little sneak peek thing, he speaks about how everything is the same there, from the pool to the jacuzzi to the gym to the kitchen staff to the how is it that little change? I think if the club
stuck in the past,
if the club actually were moving in a direction that made sense. And again, I do think that he is out of line for how he's done this. But I think his reasoning, which I'm hoping is for the obviously he himself is at the forefront of his interests.
Yeah.
Like you say, definitely. At this point, definitely. But I do believe that there is at least a lot of this is because of his love for Man United and his annoyance at seeing the direction that this club is going. And yeah, by all means, this could also be very ignorant on his part. He's a football player. There are people
been in this position.
There are people that run football clubs that know how to run football clubs. You know what I mean? That's not for football players to decide to do. So I don't agree with the disrespectful way he's come out and kind of named and openly said, I don't respect this man. Do you think
the club has disrespected him? Or have been disrespected
for that,
him?
I'm going to have to wait and see the interview, because all I know is that this season so far, unfortunately, when Ronaldo plays, they lose. When he doesn't, they win. So I can't fault the club for not playing him.
Yeah.
I can't fault him for not playing him. But yeah, I'm very interested to see the full interview when it comes out. And I think even
it was done a while back. The
Yeah.
interview itself.
That's what I'm saying. Even the United, I think even the United directors and them are quite keen to see this interview when it when it drops, bro. And then we'll probably have a lot more to talk about on that. But for now, football wise, yeah, dude, club football taking a break. You excited for the World Cup?
No,
No?
nah.
Are you gonna watch it though?
I'm not excited because my manager has spoken,
Okay.
and I'm a follower of.
Yeah.
But now, in all seriousness, like obviously I'll watch the games. It's gonna be a bit wild to see. 1.2 million people expected to go, and there's only like
Stay in those
100,000.
containers.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be fire festival.
It's gonna be insane, eh?
Ja Rule's gonna show up, I'm sure.
But the games itself, it's gonna. I hope my players or Liverpool players. I hope all players. To be honest, I hope no one really gets injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely gonna watch the games.
I think our Arsenal players are gonna win the World Cup. I don't know which nation it'll be for, but I'm with Arteta. I think one of Arsenal's players will be winning a medal.
Okay. Who? I'm gonna take you one further. Who? The forwards, the defense.
Look, Brazil have got to be favourites.
Okay.
At least one of them. And we've got two representatives there. I have to back England. I think they are always one of the best on paper teams.
England's got Harry Maguire. They've got.
We are like one of the best on paper teams.
They've got.
We are absolutely ridiculous. I'm saying we like I'm a diehard fan here. England are one of the best on paper teams. So yeah, we've got England. I've got England players there with Arsenal, but then also look, William Saliba, France.
Yeah, I mean, international football is one of the. Especially international tournaments, you can win it with one player type.
Yeah,
it's those type of. You know what I mean by that, but like, yeah, you can build a team around one single output.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
So I'm also gonna back the king.
Look, Bobby Firmino is also in Brazil.
Yeah, but I'm gonna back the king. I'm gonna think Ronnie's gonna. Damn. Oh, it's gonna be. Imagine he wins the World Cup, and he's.
I would love it.
And he comes, and it just makes the United thing just like.
Imagine he wins the World Cup, and then after the World Cup, he announces he's joining Arsenal.
Yeah, because apparently in that Piers Morgan interview, he reveals what club he's going to be playing for,
and it's a bombshell.
And it's a bombshell. Apparently.
And it's a bombshell. Fingers crossed for Newcastle, but yeah, I'm definitely very keen.
Ronaldo wears red. He looks good in red.
Yeah, he does. He looks very good in red. I think that's
Merseyside is red. No, I'm joking. It is red, but nah. You don't want
that's a wrap for today's episode. Yeah, so from now on, it's just focus on the World Cup, and this Ronaldo drama, of course. Hopefully, we'll have more to talk about on the World Cup side of things.
Do you think the drama is going to carry on through the World Cup? Or do you think there's gonna be like a nice little break and then?
Well, if this interview, if it is to believe that Ronaldo's
when's it gonna come out?
I don't know.
It must come out before the World Cup.
Morgan. I know he supports Arsenal, but yeah, it sounds like his future is sorted. So I don't think that there's gonna be much to linger on. I just think that this is going to spark a few more discussions around the Glazers, which is good for football, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very good. Look, you may not listen to United fans when they complain about it, but there are a lot of fans that listen to Ronaldo if he complains about it. So I think that we are going to get... And again, this goes way back. This goes way back, Sponzy, to what I had said before when we first started this show. When we first started, I said, I think that there are a lot of people that have a lot of insight and a lot of opinions on things at their clubs that us as rival fans wouldn't know about, but we disregard them just because of banter. And I think now having someone as big as Ronaldo speaking about the same issues that fans have been speaking about, that even me as an Arsenal fan, I've been laughing off going, look how much money you spend, blah, blah, blah. I know that I'm going to, and I'm a little ashamed to admit it, I'm going to pay more attention when Ronaldo says it. You know what I mean?
But you're a Ronaldo fan.
I'm a big Ronaldo fan, yeah. So on that front, I think that it's going to carry on through the World Cup. But yeah, look, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Thank you guys for listening. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And
hit the
bell.
The bell, yeah, so they get to know.
Yeah. Hit that bell. Look, I mean, we should hit that bell because I mean, not even I know when we upload. But yeah, we will be following the World Cup for the most part with you guys, and hopefully it'll be a good one. I think it'll be. It's unfortunate the circumstances around it, but I think the football itself. Yeah, hopefully it'll be entertaining. There are some misses, but we're gonna go through the World Cup teams and all that stuff very soon. And until then, Sponzy, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah, and if you're a Sky Q or Sky Glass customer, hit that red button.
We'll catch you on the next one.